Good evening, residents of Everett, Washington. I'd like to call to order the Everett City Council meeting of May 8th, 2024. The City Council meets all requirements of the State of Washington's Open Public Meetings Act. Community members are welcome to join either in person, remote via Zoom, or by calling in. For those who wish to participate in the future via Zoom, you'll find the instructions to register for public comment on the City of Everett website under the City Council Department. Please note that we do not allow comments of any kind of campaigning, whether for or against ballot measures or candidates running for office. We also do not accept comments focused on personal matters that are unrelated to city business. We ask that the audience refrain from clapping, cheering, and booing, and no signage of any kind are allowed by the chambers. In the chambers. Clerk, will you please take the roll?
Mayor Franklin.
Here.
Councilmember Ryan.
Here.
Councilmember Bader.
Here.
Councilmember Toohey.
Yes. Here.
Councilmember Vogely.
Here.
Councilmember Fossey.
Excused?
Councilmember Zarlingo.
Excused?
President Schwab.
Here. I'd like to ask Councilmember Toohey to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. And at this time, I'd like to ask Councilmember Ryan to lead us in the land acknowledgement.
Yes. Thanks. City Council wishes to acknowledge the original inhabitants of this place, the Shtahopes people, and their successors, the Tulalip tribes. Since time immemorial, they have hunted, fished, and gathered on and taken care of these lands and waters. We respect their sovereignty, their right to self-determination, and honor their sacred spiritual connection with these lands and waters. We will strive to be honest about our past mistakes to bring about a future that includes their voices, their stories, and their people to form a more just and equitable society.
Thank you. The minutes before you for May 1st, 2024. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved. Motion.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Ryan.
Yes.
Councilmember Bader.
Yes.
Councilmember Toohey.
Yes.
Councilmember Vogely.
Yes.
President Schwab.
Yes. Good evening, Mayor.
Good evening, President Schwab and Council and community. I have a few comments to share tonight. First, very good news, our city is booming. We have we've built more than 2,400 homes in the last 5 years, and we have 1,800 units permitted in the permitting process today. And this doesn't include some major projects that are looking for a rezone or any of the smaller projects. So there's even more in the pipeline than that. It's going to bring over 3,000 residents to our downtown area and activate core areas of the city and county. And there's more developers that have been reaching out and looking at Everett. So this is going to be great for our housing dilemma, and we're going to see a lot more housing in Everett. Second, it is No Mow Month, and I'd never heard of this before. One of our residents, Doug Evans, reached out to me and shared this with me and wondered if we could do like a No Mow May. I think with the grow season in Washington State, that might be challenging, but I thought it was a really creative and interesting way to protect bee habitat, and so I'm asking residents to maybe not, keep mowing, but very thoughtful when you mow, and create a natural habitat for our pollinators. If you've got a little flower patch of those, buttercups that's in part of your yard, maybe that's a part that you leave, or clover, leave it for the bees. And just encourage you to think about that. And we have some resources at the city to help with that. You can learn more at everettwa.gov/rain gardens. Thank you, Doug, for sharing that with me. And it's also Appreciation Week. There's 3 different groups that this is Appreciation Week for. So first is Youth Apprenticeship Week. It's the very first Youth Apprenticeship Week, which is cool. Building off the success of National Apprenticeship Week, Youth Apprenticeship Week celebrates the benefits and value of registered apprenticeships for our youth. Second, it's Teacher Appreciation Week. So we have really some incredible educators here in the city of Everett with Everett Public Schools, Mukilteo School District, and others. And so I just want to thank them for their dedication and everything they do to educate our young minds and the great impact they have on our kids. And then lastly, this week is Public Service Recognition Week. And I feel incredibly proud and very fortunate to work with an amazing team of city staff who are public service professionals, and they work very hard to take care of our community. Public service includes critical public safety work done by our police and fire, the work of our planners, engineers, and others in planning for our community's future growth, the essential team members who maintain our roads, ensure we have clean water and reliable bridges, our transit team, the care and support team who provide for our animals and our animal shelters, and our team that maintains our beautiful green spaces and public spaces and parks, and then all of our team members across the departments who our public relies on for information, services, and so much more. So please join me in expressing appreciation for our public servants this week. And that is all I have for my comments. Thank you.
Good, thank you. Now it's time for public comment, which includes written comment acknowledgement. Under our rules, written comments shall be considered in the same manner as oral comments. The commenter must provide their name and city of residence. With written comments submitted without that information will not be made part of our official council record. Well, hello, Angie. Do we have any written comments or anyone signed up to speak?
Good evening, President Schwab. We have both. Starting with written comments, the following names wrote in about Clark Park gazebo, and it's Zaira Akampa, Emily Wells, Victoria Brill, and Robin Thomas. And Luis Bourbano wrote in about the levy lid lift. And I provided these to council, legal, city clerk, and administration to be part of the record. And we have one person on Zoom. And so if Emily could please unmute, turn your camera on if possible. Emily, are you there? Here we are. So please state
Can you
your.
hear me?
Yes, I can now. If you could state your full name and city of residence, and you have 3 minutes to speak, and just wait just a moment. I'm gonna share my timer so you can keep track that way. And go ahead when you're ready.
Okay. Emily Simpson. I live in Everett, Washington. I was just popping on here today to talk about genocide. There's a genocide happening in Gaza right now. Little kids are dying. A lot of people are dying, unfortunately. And I know that you condemned the motel, so I was calling to see if you could condemn the genocide in Gaza. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll move to Chambers and Leo. Are you ready to speak? You can please hit the button on the right base of the microphone.
I'm gonna be walking around this room, so do it. What do you want me to get? I was gonna speak about something entirely different. I've been coming to city council meetings longer than most of you are old. We have a lady for a mayor, Cassandra, and she's doing a very good job. I was in downtown Seattle a few days ago. You need a 4-0 drive just to get to Ivers on the waterfront. Graffiti all over. It looks like a war zone. Everett's not going to look like that, is it, Mayor? Is Everett going to look like a war zone? We have too many.
This is an opportunity for you to speak, and we're here to listen.
We have too many people wandering in the streets of Everett with stolen carts, with stolen merchandise. I walk up to people, where are you from? And they go, not Everett. They're coming. Snohomish, I'll give you this example. Snohomish, you can walk the streets, people say hi, they shake your hand. Everything's great. Here, everybody's, in fact, they're camping out right here. They should all be handcuffed and prosecuted for everything. Stealing carts. Those carts, the grocery stores say they're $1,500 to $2,000. I'm the watch commander of my neighborhood. I call for backup, they never show up. Who shows up? People that I know. The United States government. This police department needs to be retrained and maybe I'm gonna shoot my foot off when I say this, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna think it. Chief, I'm gonna ask you a question. How many officers we have at night
Leo, if
on duty?
you can ask him later. Just speak your case. You're running out of time, my man.
I'm not running out of time.
Yes, you are.
So we're gonna have a 4th of July parade, aren't we? Right? Are you gonna be in it? Are we gonna have
Again,
marching
this
bands?
is
See, I
your
don't know
time
what
to
we're gonna
speak.
have. This is 1909, and our family's been here before that. I'm the last of that family. The rest of them are dead and buried.
Thanks, Leo. Wrap it up here, my man.
I'm coming this close to moving to Snohomish, where the crime is almost zip.
Thanks, Leo.
Next, if Chelsea could please come to the podium. And please state your full name and city of residence. You have 3 minutes to speak, and just hit the button on the right, on the base there. On the mic, base. There we go.
Thanks. Okay. Yeah, so Chelsea Gray, City of Everett, 9 years. I'm going to go ahead and dispense with the pleasantries because I've lost count of how many times I have been here doing this. But your public library, I'm told the mayor is, you know, the head of the public library as the head of the police department. And the library's obviously become a headquarter for a cyber attack. In fact, it's running off of the C drive, which is a hard drive on the library's own computers. And it's running a quote-unquote study. It's called Pioneer Enrollment Study, and it seizes control of all user settings. First, all settings of your device, and then all settings of your networks. It doesn't just hack one account. It's not a password stealer. When your devices and networks and et cetera are infected by this, then it's a series of bugs that together compile this super cyber weapon. And in any case, it's not like it's hacking accounts. It gets into your device and it becomes you, okay? And further, it downgrades your own privileges so that you become not you anymore as far as your whole digital life, all your accounts, your entire digital footprint is concerned. And again, it is running off of, proof. I've got not only the browser console logs, but the source code to, all elements of this weaponry and the weapon on the whole. I mean, it's just right there. Remote settings experiment loader. Geolocation. It's running a bug. It infects all available operating systems. So that's Android 13 just pummels through that. No problem. 10 seconds flat. Takes a little longer to get through Mac, but again, this runs on Windows, Android, Mac, and even Linux. And if it's not successful picking up from its programming that is there on every library computer, then somebody with a flipper zero is just there to stand by. And what they do is they broadcast this attack. And they can do that to any one of you at any time, anywhere, and they will, because this is not the sort of weapon that you just try out on one person, make a ton of money, and then you're like, oh. No, this is the sort of weapon that changes the world order. This is the sort of weapon that there is a before and an after to. This is the sort of weapon that can govern the deploy of munitions by remote. Okay?
Thank you. If you could finish up, that'd be good.
And it's not my responsibility to be running through the source code and the hard drives of library computers. To be frank, Mayor, it's yours. So I would like for somebody to do something about this because it's wrong and it's dangerous. And in time, it will impact each and every person in this gallery and on this dais. So.
Okay, thank you.
That concludes our public comments.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Moving on to council comments and liaison reports. Councilmember Ryan.
Great, good evening, everybody. I want to start with a couple events coming up, so mark your calendars. This Friday at Sequoia High School, they are hosting a spring bazaar. It has pottery, and Councilmember Fossey will be glad to hear that they have plant starts available as well. It's from 5 to 8 p.m. in the cafeteria. This Sunday is the opening day of the Farmers Market, the Everett Farmers Market here downtown Everett. So stop on by for fresh fruits and vegetables and support local farmers. Sunday is also Mother's Day, so don't forget, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Or if Mother's Day is a difficult day for you for any reason, please know that I see you and I understand. Let's see, my next two things I want to talk about are actually a little bit related to our agenda for tonight. With regards to the upcoming code changes for obsolete parts of our code. About 5 years ago, when I started at the county, it was something I stumbled across, and then I know that Councilmember Fossey's taken care of this at the state level as well, but our city code has some racist language in it. It refers to servants, and not in a public servant kind of a way. So as we're looking at our code changes, and I know the mayor spearheaded efforts to degender our code to make sure that it's not referring to our mayor as a he and other positions of power. So if we could take another look at the code to make sure that it's also doesn't contain racist language, I would definitely appreciate that. For consent item number 4 regarding water main replacement wide, like just to if I could have a follow-up email from staff about what the apprenticeship utilization requirements are for the project, that would be amazing. And last, I just wanted to mention that I stand in solidarity with the Boeing firefighters, IAFF Local 166, and send best wishes for a successful resolution that honors the work and the dignity of the firefighters here working hard to keep our friends safe at the Boeing plant. Thanks.
Thank you. Councilmember Bader.
Thanks, Council President. No report, no comments.
Okay. Councilmember Tui.
I have no comments this evening. Thank you.
Okay. Councilmember Vogely.
Good evening, everyone. Last Saturday was the regular meeting for West Mount Holly Neighborhood Association, and I was there, and I think, sorry, I just saw me on a different screen that I've never seen before. Anyhow, and York Stevens watched and other folks from planning were talking about, you can leave it, I just was taken off guard. It was a great meeting, and we also had Farmer Frog there, and we planted some plants in containers, so I now have some lemon thyme. And yes, I absolutely condemn the genocide in Gaza and a few other things, but that's all I'll say. Thank you.
Yeah, great, thank you. I just wanted to thank all the residents and their neighbors that have sent emails in on comments of our levy lift. We really appreciate the input. I think we had 120 plus and still growing, so very thankful for that. I also want to thank the mayor's staff for their work on the water pressure problem that we had in the Boulevard Bluffs neighborhood. Thank you for your work on that. At this time, do we have administrative update?
I can't take any credit for the water issues, but I know our team's worked hard on that, especially our Public Works team. Just one update tonight. Evan from Bunker Arts Collective raised concerns last week at City Council meeting about the Everett at Work site, directing residents to contact code enforcement after they'd already submitted their issues in for graffiti. So that issue has been resolved. We followed up on that. And now all graffiti complaints will be automatically routed to our code enforcement and not back to the resident. And will no longer direct those users outside of our code enforcement. So some quick work on our staff's part to correct that. No, that's it.
Okay, thank you. On to our city attorney's office, Deputy City Attorney Ramsey Rammerman.
And no comment, no executive session tonight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, so before the council, we have 8 consent items. Do I hear a motion?
So moved motion on the consent items.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion, a second, for a motion on items 1 through 8. Okay, clerk, will you take the roll, please?
Councilmember Ryan?
Yes.
Councilmember Bader?
Yes.
Councilmember Tui?
Yes.
Councilmember Vogely?
Yes.
President Schwab?
Yes. Okay, I'll go to item number 9, second reading. Is there any questions at this time?
I just have a comment.
Okay, Councilmember Vogely.
I received information about it because I had started asking odd questions last week, and I got my questions answered, so thank you.
Okay, any other questions on, okay? All right, so moving on to items 10 through 15, I'll read into the record one at a time. Council Bill 2404-02, first reading, adopt an ordinance relating to an ambulance and emergency first aid services, repealing, amending, and codifying certain sections of Chapter 5.72 of the Everett Municipal Code. Third and final reading is May 22nd, 2024. Council Bill 2404-03, first reading, adopt an ordinance relating to special business licenses and regulations and repealing Chapter 5.20, 5.92, 5.96, and 5.102 of the Everett Municipal Code. Third and final reading, May 22nd, 2024. Item number 12, Council Bill 2404-04, first reading, adopt an ordinance relating to admissions tax, repealing Chapter 3.20 of the Everett Municipal Code and adopting a new Chapter 3.2 of the Everett Municipal Code. Third and final reading is May 22nd, 2024. Item number 13, Council Bill 2404-05, first reading, adopt an ordinance closing the Special Construction Fund entitled Fire Station Number 2 and Fire Station Number 6. Additions and alterations, Fund 342, Program 029, and amended by the ordinance number 3867-22. Third and final reading, May 22nd, 2024. Item 14, Council Bill 2404-06. First reading, adopt an ordinance relating to uniform requirements for food service establishments and non-food service establishments, fog dischargers of the publicly owned treatment works, repealing and replacing ordinance 3071-08, Chapter 14.42 AMC. Third and final reading, May 22nd, 2024. Council Bill 2404-07, first reading, adopt an ordinance relating to uniform requirements for users of publicly owned treatment works, repealing and replacing ordinance 3070-08, Chapter 14.40 AMC. Third and final reading, May 22nd, 2024. At this point, do I have any questions or comments on these items? Okay, moving on to our action items. Council Bill item number 16, Council Bill 2404-98, third and final reading. Adopt an ordinance creating a special construction project entitled Main Library HVAC Replacement Project, Fund 342, Program 041, to accumulate design and engineering costs for the project. Do I have any questions? Oh, I guess I should say, do I have a motion?
Councilmember Bader so moves.
Okay,
Second.
okay, motion and second has been made. Are there any questions? Okay, hearing none, clerk, will you please take the roll?
Councilmember Ryan?
Yes.
Councilmember Bader?
Yes.
Councilmember Tui?
Yes.
Councilmember Vogely?
Yes.
President Schwab?
Yes. Okay, moving to action item number 17. Third and final reading, Council Bill 2404-99. Adopt an ordinance creating a special construction project entitled South Police Precinct HVAC Controls Replacement Project, Fund 342, Program 044, to accumulate design and engineering costs for the project. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? Councilmember Vogely.
So this actually isn't a question. I just want to get in before we're done with this meeting to make sure that Ms. Gray's items are placed in the record, and if not, that I could have them. Because I saw that Ms. Gray from public comment handed the clerk something, so, and I failed to ask earlier. So there you have it. But South Police Precinct HVAC. Let's do it.
Okay, there's been a motion, a second. Any other questions? Okay, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Ryan?
Yes.
Councilmember Bader?
Yes.
Councilmember Tui?
Yes.
Councilmember Vogely?
Yes.
President Schwab?
Yes. Okay, moving on to action item number 18. Authorize the mayor to sign a guaranteed maximum price amendment, which will add a total of $26,270,329.25, not including sales tax, to the WFP Phase 2 Capital Upgrade Progressive Design Build Contract in substantially the form provided. Our Public Works Director, Ryan Sass, would like to provide a quick overview on this item. Thanks for joining us, Ryan.
Thank you. Good evening, Ryan Sass with Public Works. Just a few remarks on this project. The water filtration plant was originally commissioned 40 years ago, I think a little over 41 years ago now, and is in need of capital upgrades and refurbishments. The project consists primarily of the replacement of piping, valves, and related treatment process elements. The project began in 2018 and identified 9 individual projects initially that range from $2 million to $3.5 million in value. Due to the critical nature of the facility and the need for continuous 24/7 operation without interruption, staff evaluated combining those small projects into a single progressive design build package, which you've seen and authorized. City Council awarded this progressive design build contract to the IMCO Kennedy Jenks design build team in May of 2022. Design, advanced procurement, and some early construction work has been completed as phase 1 of this contract. The GMP, or Guaranteed Maximum Price Amendment, before you tonight completes the contract amount for the remaining bulk of the construction. Work to be completed over approximately the next 18 months. We anticipate concluding that work in the fourth quarter of 2025. And be happy to take any questions you might have.
Thank you. Council have any questions? Okay. Do I hear a motion?
Councilmember Bader so moves.
Second the motion?
Motion and a second. Clerk, will you please take the roll? I should say, is there any other comments? Sorry, at this point.
I would just say that these items we've been voting on, 20, 30, 40 years worth of maintenance, I can't help but think of our successors 20 and 30, 40 years out. We'll be voting on this as well. And hopefully I won't be watching, but just I'm grateful that we are keeping up on top of this and staying on top of these things. Thanks, sorry.
No, it's good. I asked that. Your mic's on? Okay. Councilmember Ryan?
I'm just ready to vote.
All right. Hearing none. City Clerk, will you please take the roll?
Councilmember Ryan?
Yes.
Councilmember Bader?
Yes.
Councilmember Tui?
Yes.
Councilmember Vogely?
Yes.
President Schwab?
Yes. Okay. No further business come before the council. Meeting's adjourned.